Hello and welcome to Deborah Hanson Read with Me. I'm Deborah Hanson, and today we're going to do a quick Chapter 5 summary of Chains by Laurie Halse Anderson. So I call these in a nutshell because it really is just a review. So it doesn't replace actually reading the book or listening to it. If you want to listen to the whole chapter on my channel, you can see that I do each chapter where I read them all out and I actually explain them as I'm going along. But this is kind of just a really quick, hi, I'm running to class. I forgot to read my book, that kind of thing. So this is just to help you guys out a bit. Okay, here we go. So I also write them out just so that you have them in case you do need to take some notes. So you have an idea of what you need to write. So here we go. So basically, Isabel and Ruth and the Locktons finally arrive in New York. And at the dock, there's this dispute with the soldiers over Mrs. Lockton's chest of her belongings. And she insists that they should not be searching the chest because they're her personal belongings, basically read in her underwear. So, she's trying to use that to keep them from looking in this chest. So really good point here to infer that maybe there's more to this chest than underwear. So again, so that's kind of a good point in there. If you need to make a point in discussion, we can infer that or make a prediction that that chest is going to play a little bit later on in the story. One of Mr. Lockton's friends approaches him, Charles, and wonders why he's returned to New York. He informs him that a man named Mr. Bellingham, who is the official in charge of basically arresting people who are loyal to the king, is looking for him, Mr. Lockton, because he suspects that he is loyal to the king. So, of course, Mr. Lockton is going to play with that, right? Because he doesn't want to be arrested. This is also where we meet Curzon, a really important character in the story. He is Mr. Bellingham's slave, and he wears his signature red hat, and he accompanies Mr. Bellingham to greet the Locktons. Maybe some symbolism in that red hat. Let's see. That could be. Maybe we can wonder at this point, why red? Why is that? Why is he wearing this red hat? That kind of thing. So these are these questions that you ask yourself as you're going through these chapters. Elihu, Mr. Lockton, of course, he's telling Mr. Bellingham, no, I'm totally loyal to the Patriots. That's just rumors about me being loyal to the king. Look at me, I'm just a businessman. Search the ship, search my crates. No big deal. I am totally loyal to the Patriots, not the king. So again, we can kind of sort of start to think about why is he being so defensive here. But while this battle's going on, Mrs. Lockton's still battling with the soldiers over her chest of undergarments. And at this point, of course, this is getting just a little bit ridiculous, right? She's fighting over her underwear. So Ruth, a little girl that she is, lets out this huge laugh because, of course, she thinks this is funny. Why are we fighting over underwear? But Mrs. Lockton is not impressed by this laughter. So she demands to know who laughed. And of course, Isabel, being the big sister that she is, covers for Ruth and says that she did it. So of course, she is rewarded for that loyalty to Ruth with a slap across the face by Mrs. Lockton. Isabel is not used to this kind of violence. She came from Mary Finch. She came from a house where, she was treated well. She was taught to read. She was really appreciated. And of course, this is really a new thing for her. So, so then we kind of again see an insight on Mrs. Lockton's character, but we also see a little bit of Isabel's character in this. The soldiers finally decide to let Mrs. Lockton's chest go without inspection, and then at this point they send Isabel off with Curzon to get clean water from the well. Curzon's happy to show Isabel the lay of the land, and he escorts her to the well and then home again. But we're going to see what happens at the well in the next chapter. Okay, so here's a couple good quotes in case you are looking for something to, because you need to bring it to your group or you need to write about it. So here's a good one. You can infer really a lot for quite a bit from this following quote. Bellingham is eager to arrest you, Charles quietly told Master Lockton. I told you it was still unsafe. You should have waited. Anne, Lockton fixed his eyes intently on his wife. Do not fail me. She gave a little nod. In this quote, we see so much, right? We can infer, first of all, that he's possibly not loyal to the Patriots, that he's actually loyal to the king. Miss Lockton is actually going to fix something. So perhaps by letting something go, right? Maybe the chest. That's the whole argument with the chest. So we can see quite a bit in this quote from this chapter. Another quote, which is really good if you're doing a character study on Isabel, or you need to do some kind of character description of Isabel. This is a really good insight on who she is. My cheek burned, but I fought back hot tears and tried to swallow the lump in my throat. No one had ever slapped my face like that, not once in my whole life. Better me than Ruth, better me than Ruth. And that's at page 33. Now, the pages that I put on in these slides are from my book. Now, of course, if you have a different version of the book, it may not be exactly on page 33, but it'll be close to that. So just search through your book and you'll be able to find, I'm sure, exactly where this quote is in your book. But what this actually shows me is some traits, some character traits that are associated with Isabel. So one, bravery, loyalty. She's courageous. She's not afraid to protect her sister. She's going to do whatever she needs to do to protect her sister. So again, if you're doing a character study, these are some great character traits and a great quote that you can use together. So that's it for chapter 5 in a nutshell. So thank you very much for listening. If you enjoy these summaries, please subscribe to my channel and hit a like. Or if you have any questions, please just write in the comments. I answer everybody. So if you have any questions about the book, or if you want me to do any other books or anything like that, just leave me a message. I really like to hear from the students who listen to my channel. And my students actually like to see my numbers go up. So please do subscribe. Thank you so much and have a great day.